Yeah. You already know who it is and who it be. It's Greg G, and this is Greg G Chronicles. We're gonna be sipping on some Four Loko today. Pour up a foe with a loco. Tell them run this bitch back like so-so. Got this rap shit here in the chokehold. Did a show out in out. And again, everybody, shout out to the people who are watching this shit pre-recorded, heavily edited. Shout out to the live. Yeah, man, you know what? Today we're just gonna be chilling, but a big ass salimis for everybody who shows up, shows out, and watches your boy. All right, you guys. So right now, like I said, for some reason the sound is sounding real off to me. I don't know why I don't like it, but you know what it is, right? You must prevail, you must persevere, and all that bullshit. But a lot of the homies have been giving me stuff at work, what to talk about. One guy said I should dress up like Cam Newton, and I thought that wasn't a bad idea. But you guys only see me from the top up. Oh, you guys can see my shorts. That's crazy. Oh shit, they can see my shorts too on the pre-recorded. What? That's the first time for everything. I gotta switch up the angle now. You guys aren't supposed to see my lower half. I'm supposed to like do this part completely naked from the bottom down, so no one can see. It's just my little secret. But no, you know, I wear a belt buckle pilgrim hat, but I'll do that on Thanksgiving or something. But one of my boys said, you need to drink more, get drunk more, and I was like, all right. So to that, I got a ghetto Red Bull vodka, Red Bull vodka, for those who don't speak, who speak a different language, you know what I mean? But still, to that though, I do want to give y'all a big shout out to the live, to the pre-recorded. Dom Soy for the live. You see it's in there. Oh my God, this shit touched my tongue. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just shit. Oh man. All right, it didn't go straight to my nipples. God damn it. Normally these Four Lokos go right to my fucking nipples, dude. I don't know why, but that shit goes down and it goes right here, dude. That shit gets hot. I don't know why. Oh man, it tastes diet now to me. Why did that taste so diety? Oh. God damn, you guys. All right. I don't know if I'll be able to make it through this goddamn Oktoberfest. And for the live, boom, I got 2 more of these. And what's propping up my phone, the pre-recorded can see I got a Simplies, but the Simplies can't see my phone. That's hilarious. But anyways, or the Simplies can't see my phone. Goddamn, that Four Loko already bugged me up. Whew, let me say what's up to the live, though. Carlota Nada, what up? Hi. Oh my. TRD Barry, hey, hi, bye. All right, bye, I guess. Anyways, so I was thinking, damn, what the hell do I talk about? You know, what is the crux of the Greg G Chronicles other than racist shit? One might declareth it is more racist shit and drugs. My sister would say I'm a fucking loser who just talks about doing drugs and being a racist. That fucking hater bitch. She's my number one hater. Still, I'm gonna fucking hate on that bitch so much every time I get a chance. Wait till I'm rich, bitch. What's your college education got you? Fucking debt. What's drinking and smoking got me? Stories, which I've mostly forgotten about, but fuck it, you know? But no, I was like, all right, learn. We need to get together, we need to laugh, and we need to learn. Fuck living, because we're all dying anyways, right? But I looked up what significant history happened in October. I was like, yo, there's got to be something that happened in the month of October other than just Halloween, other than just, you know, fucking sluts that are all dressed up and shit, you know. The only time guys can really dress up is women. If anyone's ever seen Scary Movie 1, there's a scene where in the opening scene, she's talking to the murderer and she's like, my boyfriend's gonna come home and he's big and black and he'll kick your ass. And the killer's like, really?
My boyfriend's gonna be here any minute, and he's black and he'll kick your ass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You mean the one who wears makeup and dresses like a woman?
How'd you know?
Turn the porch lights on.
But but that shit just had me dying. I was like, fuck, he the one that likes to dress up like a woman. And, and so, but yeah, that's the only time guys can do it. Hell, even my dad did it, but he dressed up like a nun, a respectable man, much like a Method Man in the movie How High. You know, you can only dress up as a sexy nun, but you gotta probably be something slutty. I don't know, but kids getting massive amounts of poisoning. Uh, I know I would get drunk and high on Halloween, dude. Fuck, I'd be stumbling like, what the fuck? Not even being drunk, just high off my ass, egging houses. But that can't be all to just October. So I looked up significant things, and there's a lot of significant things that happen around the world, from Germany to the United States of America, back when it was just 13 wee little colonies, out there in the Jew realms of Arabia and Jewistanias, you know, a lot of Israel shit, a lot of bullshit, a lot of the same bullshit in Israel. Really, that shit was hilarious. I was like, oh, these motherfuckers have been at it for thousands of years, since the biblical era. It's a war of a biblical proportion, and I'm still not trying to stop using biblical for large quantities, amounts, or big momentous times of passage. Like Kamala says, it's like, you can't be unburdened by the passage of time. Whatever that retarded shit says, what the fuck, bitch? Go use that as a spell in Harry Potter. Get the fuck out of here. Africa, because I got a lot of African homies. Yes, what? Greg G. You don't get those on the live. I'm sorry, the drops, but because I can change. I went from American black friends to African black friends. Ah! I hope some of my black homies are watching this. They're like, well, Jess, Jess, in their rooms or in their house. Yes. Oh, and before anything, good night, Marcos. I don't know if you're going to bed or just waking up, but if not, good night, Marcos. Ahí está un besito para ti, primo. But but yeah, there was some stuff that happened in October in Africa. So I was like, all right, that's what's up. And a lot of times I thought some of these correlated. So I was like, damn, get the fuck out of here. For a minute, I thought while we were doing the Civil War, what the fuck? I thought these other motherfuckers in England were battling out for their land, but no, years were way different. One happened like in 1806, 1810, so to say, and the other one happened in like 1066, because it was called the Battle of Hastings. We'll just start off with the Battle of Hastings because that shit was funny. The Battle of Hastings, and that's what I got on my top notes. The Battle of Hastings was between three kings, or three people for the throne. So we got the English king, who was already thrown in and sworn in right after his dad died, right? And then you had this other dude, the Archduke Earl Count of Swansonberg of Yorkshire. I don't know where the hell that is. But then you had this other Scandinavian fucker, and that's just a big Brock Lesnar, like Swedish guy, King Han Harold William von Helsing, for all we know. But it was pretty funny because all these fools had rights to the throne, right? One fool just got sworn in, and he's like, cool, I'm back from battle, I'm king, it's winter time. Ain't no bitch ass motherfucker gonna go through the cold, the blistering cold, where blisters are lefteth upon thine's body and shaft. I ain't gonna do that. But again, I'm a pussy. I live in this time, But so he's just sworn in, right? Right after his dad dies, or whoever dies in the king, he gets sworn in, and he's thinking it's all gonna be good for like 6 months. So he's gonna chill, get fat for 6 months, and then go back, chop some heads, and do what kings do, back in those days. Now, shout out to the king though. Now that fool just sips on Diet Cokes and fucking crushes McDonald's and makes mad dope renovations to his house. God damn it, and pays for it all. I don't give a fuck. Shout out to the king. Bow down to the king. The nigga's only there for 4 years, but anyways, so he's like, cool, but nah. That's when when one king, we'll say king two, right? King, we'll say Nah, because the king is the king right now, so the king's chilling. So we'll say the first contender, the top contender, contender number one, he is like married to this motherfucker's sister, stepsister somehow and shit. So he's like, wait a minute, I'm plowing down your sister. I should be king. Fuck you. I look better and I'm stronger than you. I can do more push-ups. Some buff bullshit. So he's like, I'm gonna take the throne. I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna rule everything. Cause I'm tired of just being a regular king. I want to be like the king of kings, not like Jesus and shit, but kind of like Jesus. But while this whole time, dude, you got this Scandinavian fool on the boat. Oh yeah, no. I shall make my way to the king, oh yeah, and I shall fight and I shall kill Hingemergenbergen. And those are Vikings fools, so those guys were just all Brock Lesnar to me. As long as I just think everyone's Brock Lesnar back then, you're either a short Brock Lesnar or you're a tall Brock Lesnar. But either way, you're the fool with the Viking horns and shit like that. But his claim to the throne was that it was promised to him by that king who died. The king, the king was probably drunk. I like to think that the king who's dying was like, man, you're a really hold on. They're probably drinking like this. Man, you're a really cool fucking guy. I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but I doth protesteth you thy next king once I pass. You shall lay in my bed, make love to my wives, and I offer you my daughter's hand, shit like that. And then that dude's like, Hingefergen Durgan, okay. And that's how shit was just done, dude. Your word was bond back then. Now, word is bond, still word is bond. I give you my word. But not like how it was back then. Back then, dude, if you gave someone your word, dude, that was law. That was you'll lose your head if you don't honor your word. Like, yo, everyone just throws out on God. I put it on God, on everything I love, But back then, you might lose everything you love. Like, well, he didn't keep his word. He said he'd meet me here at 3:00. He said on everything I love. So, you know the rules. I have to go strangle his family to death, and I'm gonna get away with this. It's like, god damn, dog. But anyways, these fools all went to battle. I don't remember who won because it's a lot of names, dude. When you go back to that, don't say that biblical shit. When you go back to like all of these old timey names, there's John Wilhelm and Sir Lancius McBrancius, and it's just like, all right, just tell me the actions, I just know that there was these fools called the Lansters, the Landmen, and America has their own. I think every country probably has their own, but they're like just like weird farm motherfuckers, They are not, they're strong, but they're not like jacked. But all they do is build houses and plant corn. So that just makes them rough and tough, and they live off the land and stuff, So they're just rough and tough motherfuckers that are so stupid that they're just great at killing people and just going into battle. You know what I mean? Everybody has to have those people somewhere in their land. I don't know. Mexicans, we call those fucking people. We call those people paisas. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Africans call those motherfuckers Somalians. No. That's their navy. Not giving the whole continent just one navy from Somalia. That's fucking wild, dude. That's like North America. What's America's navy? Oh yeah, Indian longboats. I don't know what the fuck, but it was pretty cool. I was like, all right. And that's crazy to know that in the month of October and sometime of year that the whole geographical shape of Europe was kind of made and everything like that. And that's what brought Europe to be Europe today. But Oktoberfest was there. Oktoberfest was racist as hell. The first Oktoberfest happened way back in the day because around that time, a king and some bitch got married, right? And Oktoberfest became a what do they call those people? An Hungarian cultural festival, right? To celebrate the wife and the king's marriage. It lasted for like 3 days or a week. But they changed it to Oktoberfest for some damn reason. They're cooking up sausages, drinking their beer, and everything was cool. I mean, yeah, it was racist because they were all white dudes. So they had like Indian people, black people, Mexicans, funky looking Jews and shit just in cages because they had like they had literally a human zoo. They called it a human zoo. And I was like, what the fuck? Could you imagine that shit? I mean, like, I don't know if they called it a human zoo. Maybe it called it weird animal zoo. I don't know what the hell they would call it in German. Glungspacken, Jocken. But I was just like, what the fuck? Appalled. I wasn't appalled. I was just astonished. And everyone had a different type of swag back then too that I kind of want. I was laying it down with my boys. I don't want a fool to be like, "Bwam, bwam, bwam, bwam. Yo, are you motherfucking ready?" What? I said, "Are you motherfucking ready?" Nah, I don't want that. I don't want some fool to be like, "Give it up, the motherfucking Greg G." Doing some fucking hard thrusts and shit. Nah, I want it to be quiet. I want some fool in like lederhosens or some like old school type of what's that fucking gay book writer playmaker. He made all the great plays from back in the days. Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare. I want some fool to look like he's dressed up like Shakespeare with the long horn, not even with buttons, just a long fucking.
Enough, Reggie.
If you've ever seen Shrek 2, I want that kind of a presentation. I want a line of dudes just dressed up the same, tooting some horns, being like, "His Greatness Gregeth Reginald the Third Triumphantist Kingest Gutierrez Esquire." Like I want some shit like that. It was like, I don't want this shit to say applause and lights. I want a fool to hold a little card that says applause, Like, yo, I want a hype man like that. But oh man, but but it was just a trip because everyone's swagged out, dressed to their nines and their finest threads. And I've been to Renaissance fairs and shit, dude. Me, I love a thick bitch. I have a thin bitches, fat bitch. I don't give a fuck, dude. If it's a bitch can get it if a bitch needs to get it. You know what I mean? Not now I'm married, but I take on all comers. It is what it is. You ain't ever gonna get to the top if you don't fight everybody in every weight class. That's how you become a GOAT. Shout out Manny Pacquiao. Shout out Canelo, you fucking bitch. Floyd too. Shout out Floyd, but he stayed in a certain range. But still though, everyone started from the bottom and got to their own version of heavyweight. It just depends on what kind of size you started on your level. But when I would go to the Renaissance fairs, dude, these thick ass white bitches and shit, and some big white bitches and shit, but they'd be in their corsets all tightened up, dude, and their boobs would pop up to the top. I'd be like, oh my god, dude. Then they'd put a pickle in between their cleavage. You go, I was like, yo, dude, if I could be 10 and put my face in them titties, I would. But they didn't let me do it. I was like, god damn it, man. White, jiggly, biggly titties, dude. It was incredible. I was like, oh my god, you bitches are just out here. And they were probably sluts. Hold on now. Let's get to something different. Hold on. Let me see. Dry Bones, yo, what up? NGA, talk to us. Nigga, talk to us. Want to react to my diss track? No, I don't want to react to your diss track. Well, actually, I probably would. Just send it to me later, though. The Greg G Chronicles at gmail.com. The Greg G Chronicles at gmail.com. I worked with sluts. You know what I mean? There's sluts of all kinds in every job. But dude, to have some of that dirty, nasty, medieval time pussy, dude. It was probably nothing like it, dude. I don't know what it's like. Everyone's probably like a felon of some sorts of drug addict and shit like that. And they're just probably out having fucking nasty ass medieval orgies. They're probably getting into it, dude. If you're a good actor, like you're, what's that actor? Heath Ledger, you're really getting into that character, into that role. You're probably not showering. You probably got like a stank dick to it like a motherfucker. And you're just plowing some stank puss, dude. And you're just You know, I don't even know if they ate ass like that back in the day because that shit stank so bad. But hey, you know what? To each their own. To each their own generation in time. You know what I mean? But Oktoberfest was wild. And when the Germans took over, and not the Germans, but when the Nazis took over, oh boy, shit changed. They said, "Fuck this Hungarian shit. It's all Nazi flags. Nobody can come over who's around the world because it used to be open to everybody back in the day, unless you were the motherfuckers in the human zoo." Anyways, though, so that being said, though, if you weren't white, pure Nazi white, you couldn't go. And so that was that, you know. And be as it may, you know, the man got shit done, and God damn it, he did it. And then once that fool died and everything was gone, they just took that shit all away. They just dropped all the Nazi flags, they dropped all that bullshit, and they just acted like it never happened again. You know, they were like, "Oh, what? What are you talking about? Hitler? Man, who the fuck is Hitler? What? Nazis? Nazis? No, what? No, we're Hungarian, bro. That's totally different, dog. That's like Mexicans and El Salvadorians. That's like North and South Africans. You know what I mean? Totally different. What the fuck are you talking about? What? Huh? Come again? Let me take off my head. What? Oh my god, it's so much louder without these headphones. Anyways, that was pretty cool. One thing that I want to get at too. Okay, cool. Actually, the timings are pretty right on these. Is all of that, but the greatest country in the world, you know, something amazing happened in October. It was the ending of the Revolutionary War. At least that's what I'm told by history, and by history, I mean that's what Google told me, and some YouTube videos I was just listening to, just rehear it. I've grown up listening to this American Civil War bullshit, you know. Yes, George Washington is the man. Thomas Jefferson is the man. Lafayette de Combatant is the man. I forgot his real name. Something de Lafayette's dope. Frederick Douglass, the greatest guy, still alive, very much alive. Frederick Douglass, so alive. Yo, let me give a Dom Soy to the very much still alive Frederick Douglass. Dom Soy. That's when you breathe in. That's when you start breathing. That's when the bouquet of flavor, explodes. Oh, I don't know if I prefer chugging wine. I think I might prefer chugging the wine. The wine. The greatest Kirkland wine, dude. Oh my god. How poor were we? God damn it. Maybe it just sucked still no matter what. But again, I remember having $5, $10. I remember being broke. Then someone would want to buy some coke off me. I look at my cousin. The bells are ringing, ring-a-ding-a-ding. We'd look at each other like, yeah, and go sing something real quick. He'd be my ride-along buddy. Shout out to ZAYP, ZAYYP. Go check out his rap. Shout out to Young Icy, YOUNGICY. Check out his shit too for rap. But yeah, we'd look at each other and be like, yeah, because if I sell some coke, that means not only do I got my re-up money for later, but more importantly, now that means I got Four Loko money, maybe money for some bud. You know what I mean? So it'd be like, all right, not too shabby. Hell, I might even squeeze in a Domino's pizza. No, fuck Domino's. What the fuck? Domino's was rich nigga shit back in the day. Domino's, who the fuck let John C. Rockefeller in the house? No, we go to Little Caesars, bitch. Give me that $5.50 pizza right now, motherfucker. And don't look at me strange, bitch. God damn it. Give me my shit. Oh, that's gross. Oh, man. Why does it taste like diet? Where's the sugar in this bitch? Anyways, please like, please subscribe, please comment. I'm giving y'all history on the live. I know, pre-recorded. Bear with me now.
Yeah, I'm a little lit. So what?
But I can get a little bit litter. Okay, so The Revolutionary War was a shit. Okay. Why? Because it involves America. That's like us or you talking about yourself to someone that wants to hear about yourself. All on me. I'm talking about myself. Nah. But so the American Revolution, well, part of it's true, but I also like to listen to people. I have to premise that. Sorry. Anyways, though, the Revolutionary War was dope because, it was talking about how General Washington did want to do this shit, but he did it anyways. And me and my boy were talking about, like, they gave the Declaration of Independence, like, yo, all those who were equal and free except for black people, Indians, Mexicans, depending on if you're Spaniard or not. Yeah, get the fuck to the back of the bus. Or, hey, you see this rope with the hole? Why don't you just jump through it? But it's only big enough for my head to fit. Just give it a try. If you just believe hard enough, don't they say that a rich man can't make it through the eye of the needle of the thing that gets you to heaven? Well, you broke his shit, so you might have a chance. And to everyone who knows I butchered that saying, a rich, something about a camel going through the needle of a thimble or something has a better shot than a rich man making it to heaven. Hey, I don't know. Please forgive me. I forget. I'm so sorry.
Yes, I can change, I can change.
Sorry, I keep doing my Saddam Hussein drop from South Park on that one. But damn it, it's gonna bug me that I can't remember that being Catholic and shit or some fucking God-fearing man. I pray every day and shit. God damn it, man. God damn it. Oh well. And I'm using the Lord's name in vain. Gosh damn it, dude. I'm like a Muslim eating pork. I'm a bad motherfucker right now. I'm so haramified. But I'm like a Jewish person giving away all his money. Ugh, what a sick motherfucker. God damn it. I'm disgusting. God damn it. That's like a Jewish person with a short nose. Oh, God. Anyways, George Washington was like, yo, I'm just trying to be the man out here. I'm trying to chop these trees. I'm trying to, like, eat stuff with my wooden teeth. And I got 100 slaves, dog. I got shit to do that's better than this. Basically, George Washington was Donald Trump in a way. I was like, yo, this nigga's the man. He's like, I got land. I got my I got W's on everything. I got Washington this, Washington paper towels, Washington cows. Man, did you know I made these things that hold upeth thy pantseth when you gaineth too much weight, or if thine loses too much money in weight? Because I think they were still like kings if you get fat, except for Washington. He was just a big guy. But he's like, I got a W belt buckle. It doesn't stand for Wisconsin, bitch. That stands for Washington. I was like, damn, this nigga's a savage. Washington was the man. But lo and behold, he becomes the man that we all need to be, crosses the Delaware in the freezing snow. But one thing that had me laughing was the main thing I'm trying to get to is that he had one guy that was his best friend, but they didn't say it like that. I mean, they said it like he was his best friend. His name was like Latrell Robinson, something like that. LaMarcus Johnson. William Johnston. I don't know, but you know what I'm getting at. He was a black guy. And shout out to that black dude, because god damn it, dude, he must have got a lot of hate from his own, Much like today. Oh, you were light skinned? Shame. That's like, what? Okay. Oh, you're too black? Shame. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why? Oh, I don't know. Something deeply encoded in that type of DNA hatred. I have no fucking clue. But it just is what it's going to be. It just is. So just know, it's been going on since then. But, because, yeah, again, they did it even in the movie Django. The D is silent. So, this dude, though, must have got a lot of hate because he was George Washington's best friend. But the way they said it is that George Washington hadeth his finest mate, his friend, who was his slave, but he was more than his slave. He was like a best friend. They would call him his personal slave. And I was like, what the fuck? You mean to tell me that you just can't have a best friend that's black? Is just, that's your personal slave. What the fuck? What the fuck? No, man, like George and Harold, George and George, what is that? George and George, nah, they're not like gay like Lincoln and his next buddy, even though they wouldn't know that because that's in the future if I'm talking about being them in their time. But like George and Scott, I'll give him Scott. Scott's his name. George Washington and Scott Jackson, man, that's like a white man and like his personal slave. That's like the greatest honor you could bestow. They're always hanging out, talking shit, fucking bitches, high fiving, slapping some skin. Give me some skin, mother. You know, that'd be funny if George Washington was like the first categorized white guy to drop the soft A to Harold Jackson, Scott Jackson. My bad, Harold. My bad, Scott. Like he's watching this, he's dead. But somewhere out there's a Scott Jackson though. But haha, I cannot telleth a lie. No, that's still fucking Lincoln. Haha, I chopped down this mulberry tree with you, my closest friend and associate, my personal slave. Nah, might I say, my nigga. Oh, yes, George Washington. You are not only my master, but no, you are more than that. You're a friend, dare I say as well. My nigga. It's like, what the fuck? Then they just fucking, I feel like, again, and I bring this up, but again, when you have that like black and white, like that's my dog, but they're like probably real manly dudes in their own time, but they just like, it's like Sylvester Stallone and Apollo Creed when they've like fucking lock arms. They're like, "Ugh," and they're just arms battling each other. They're literally having like an arm wrestling match in midair. It's like, what the fuck? That's like Goku and Vegeta and fucking Goku and Piccolo fighting and, you know. But I just thought that shit was wild. I just like, all right, okay. History is funny. History is different. But hey, you know. Jesus Christ, dude. George Washington would hate to see. He's like, no, actually, he'd be pretty proud. He'd be like, your name is this, and you have still Mexicans and black people working for you at a low rate. Oh, and the uneducated white man as well. By golly good, tally ho, jolly good. I don't know why he's still talking British, but I feel like he does. But I'll take a fight on Dom Sloyd of that for the live for this. Times are so different now. That's wild. This is wild. Christopher Columbus came through. You know, I'm gonna boo this man. Now I'm just throwing the boo down just because people are booing Christopher Columbus, but you know what? Fuck that shit. Am I still the only one? Am I the only Randy Marsh here who still says, hey, yo, yes, history got it wrong, but Christopher Columbus is what made the Americas the Americas. Everyone wants to say Eric Leif Erikson, some Nordic Vikings came through and did it, and they've already done here and came and did what they needed to do, right? But where was their mark? We found little scratchings on trees, but where was the mark? You know what I mean? Where was the true manifest destiny that was brought by these guys? They didn't have no destiny. You know what I mean? That's why we're not speaking Swedish. That's why we're not speaking like this. For the great land of the Mass was conquered by the great Inkekwe tribe, or the Navajo, or the Nez tribe. Shout out to the Nez tribe, though. I know y'all are in Idaho, so shout out to the Nez tribe, though. Shout out to the homie who's a Nez tribe. Yeah, y'all didn't know I knew fucking indigenous people like that, did you? You didn't know I knew that? Oh, fucking assholes. Shit. Didn't know I was connected, suited, and rooted to the soil. Anyways, anyways, uh, yeah, no, that's why we're not speaking Russian either, because they came through the Bering Strait too. If y'all don't know, when the water was lower and just ever so slightly, when the stars aligned ever so nicely, like they said in the biblical times of Hercules the movie. Go watch Disney Channel or Disney if you don't know what I'm talking about. But they came from the Bering Straits. You know, they brought horses and shit, and some Spaniards and stuff. They brought horses and Cortez and the Spanish and shit. But again, Christopher Columbus. He ain't Colombian. I can't. That's one thing. Was this fool Spaniard or was he Italian? I want to say Spaniard though. Christopher, the Christ of offering of the furs and the pelts and everything. I don't know. I'm just using words and language and English root words. Christ of furs. I don't know. He's probably pounding hella pussy, dude. He's like, "Hi, did you know what I discovered in the Americas? Yes, jolly good. God damn it, not jolly good, but yes, this seeth thine putaeth bitcheth. Give me thine fucking what do we? Give me thine panocha, if. Give me thine panocha, if. Oh my god. That could work right now. Hey, yo, bitch, damn, you should give me thine panocha. Thine panocha. Yo, damn, girl, I just want to tell you, you look like you got a thine panocha. Thine panocha. Baby, that's an old Spaniard term for that pussy. You got that pussy, that fine pussy. No, but that's all that motherfucker did in October. That's all I got. Now then, though, let me check the time. Oh, I'm doing great on time. I still need to keep drinking. You know what? I want to get drunk. So let's get drunk. Dom soy. Y'all thought I was actually going to do the whole thing? I mean, in one go? No. No. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I let you guys down.
Move this man!
Don't throw stuff at me. Now, for the live again, you just see a motherfucker being like, no, don't throw. But there's drops in here that I'm acting out with. So if you know what's good for you, get on the recorded one so you can catch what you're missing. Cheers. Still got to finish it off. Got to stay true to the Dom Soy. Why? Because I respect the Asian culture, despite what you may hear on my other podcast episodes. I respect the Asian culture, so you got to stay true to your soil. You got to go from the ground up. Yo, I did it. Please like, please subscribe. I put my body on the line for you guys. And him. And, that's me. But for myself. On God. Shout out to you guys, too, on the pre-recorded fuck. Plus, I needed to get good and drunk so I could think of shit. Not that I need to, honestly. I think of a lot of shit already when I'm good and sober. This is all just mainly to help me recollect and shit. That's only something the pre-recorder is gonna see now. Let me get this Coors Light right here to keep you guys up. All right, cool. Anyways, so now then, let's get back on track. Son of a bitch. Let's get to the Middle East. The Middle East is a place filled with a lot of history. It is neither the East nor is it the middle. Honestly, it is in the middle technically geographically after Pangea split, but it's kind of funny because Earth is circular, so it's all a circle. So no matter what, any point you want to point on the Earth, because it's technically a fucking ball, technically, that's the center. You know what I mean? It's a fucking sphere, and in the spherical thing, there is no true center point because it's all a fucking sphere. But yes, because technically through all the landmass through Pangea, if it all breaks down like this and some shit's over here looking all stupid and shit, can we all just agree that South America sucks ass because it's the shape of like I'm talking about the South, the deep South. It's shaped like a dog dick. You know what I mean? It's just, hey, you guys got your own problems. But yes, it's the middle of the East because you know what, dude? Man, it's the middle of the East because America said so, goddamn it. And that's why it's the Middle East. I can't hide it. That's why it's the Middle East, nigga. America's called it the Middle East, nigga, and it became that since when? Not the goddamn Brits, not the goddamn Russians, not the goddamn Chinese. You know, shout out to Indonesia, by the way. Shout out, Indonesia's been fucking with my shit. Shout out to the Brits. The Brits are number 2, though, after the United States. Shout out India. India's been fucking with my shit. India, y'all are Asia, but y'all don't count in this for some reason. I don't know why. Fuck it. But fuck, dude. If I could just get more than 3 Indian niggas, just Indian niggas, just dot ass motherfuckers crowded around the goddamn computer, tell your friends about me. Oh, bro, you got to listen to the guy Greg G. He's gonna talk about you, Harnoosh. He talks about how hairy you are and how you got fucked up in your last slap chest competition match. He knows about your pee-pee, very small. You know they lie about us. We actually do have very, very average sized penises. Don't know where they got this 2.2 inches. They watched one episode of Mansers back in 2009. And Mansers on Spike TV, a canceled TV show. And they all think we have a tiny pee-pee. Oh, no. Us Indian people are very, very packing. Packing like Pakistan. Oh, shit. Speaking of Pakistan and packing. Point 2, you ass motherfuckers were watching this shit. Point 2, that means like what? Like your uncle's leg was watching me on your fucking TV. What the fuck? Your uncle's plastic leg broke off of him, or all that's left is your uncle's leg after someone bombed your shit. I'm sorry. But hey, you know I'm fucking with you. If you fuck with me, I fuck with you. But I appreciate that. Y'all, I know y'all watch my India and Pakistan going out at war. Hamalan. Nothing but fucking buttery chicken and I need to know what Pakistani food. I don't know Pakistani food. Come on, live, help me out, hook me up. What's a Pakistani food? God damn it, go. Come on. On the live, hold on. I know buttery chicken. I know curry doesn't count. Tiki masala. Come on, live. Give me a Pakistani food. I can launch back at these fucking Indian fucks. Oh, they don't know because they do not know. Oh, brother, they go to my store. I see them at my 7-Eleven. They do not know. They spend their EBT on bullshit. Anyways, shout out to all the other countries and states, the Pakistans, the Englands, the United Kingdoms, and China. China doesn't watch my shit. Russia. I get kicked off of Russia all the time. North Korea wishes they could kick me off, but they're not there yet. But if anyone in North Korea, South Korea fuck with me, all right, that's cool. If you're in North Korea, though, just know that I want you to get past that borderline so you'll be fine. Kim Jong-un, if you secretly watch this and you're a fan of the Greg G Chronicles, whoo-wee. Kim Yeah. Just know your father would have enjoyed my entertainment too. And yes, you're right. The 85 Bulls are great. But LeBron James is the man. Oh, he's going to hate that shit.
Yeah,
A lot of
I'm
people
a
are going to
little
hate
lit.
that shit.
So what?
No, but Shaq's dope. Shaq's the greatest. Shaq's the man. Shaq's the shit. Anyways, so back to the Middle East. I think my nose might be funnier. So, anyways, well, hold on. So, what's going on in the Middle East is basically, again, America is fucking up everyone, as we did since 2001. Because these motherfucking Saudi Arabians apparently, or the Jews, wanted to done fuck around and they done did, right? Now you know what though, things it's okay. So in a country, it goes with the individual, from as small as the individual down to the giant country, in the microeconomic to the macroeconomic. Say one of my coworkers fucks me over, and I know it is, right? We're going to war, homie. I'm gonna fucking fight you. I'm gonna fuck your shit up, especially if I find out. If I fucking do it, I'm gonna fuck your shit up. I'm gonna fight you. Yeah, you might get me with a sucker punch. Yeah, you might fuck me up one day, but I don't give a fuck. That's one day. I got the next day and the next day. And the next day, and the next day, dude. We got all fucking day of days, dude. You all fucking hunt you down and find you and geographically pinpoint your location. It's crazy, right? Now pictures that with countries, but time heals all wounds. So maybe that's why we're cool with both. I mean, the Jews tried to fuck us with money. They tried to fuck us over with their weakness, so we had to protect them. Yeah, okay, whatever. They're right. That's humanity trying to do what it is. I don't know. I'm just trying to fuck around. But the Arabs were the people that were like, not all Arabs, but the ones that caused 9/11 and shit. So we had to go up in there and drop some fucking bombs. Get up, drop the bombshells. If you know that song that I'm referencing, but whatever, right? We're cool now. I guess we're sending comedians and shit. We're doing what we need to do. Okay. Whatever. I know some Arab homies that are cool. But again, I don't know if they're like cool. I mean, they're like third party homies because they know my folks. So it's like, all right, my folks, so you must be all right. But, hey, either way, right? But anyways, Jews and Arabs, though, still at it again. At war in different years in October. So basically what it was is October 7th, 2023. Hamas, being Arab-ass motherfuckers, Muslim face, done did what they did. 1973, Yom Kippur War. I don't know. I can't remember that one. I don't know if Muslims or fucking Hamas niggas attacked them back then. And then Arab-Israel War in 1948. This is a little after we fucking already dropped some bombs on Nagasaki. We let the Jews and the Muslims fight it out. We're like, damn. So this is what happens when we just let shit be. You know what I mean? We're just going to let these other fools fucking do their little thing. Okay. The Suez Crisis. Now this is where the Jewish people start doing their own invading. They're like, I say, we're tired of this. They burn us, they smash us, they say that we're the worst. We control the banks. I mean, we control a few. I mean, if you have two and we have four, I mean, a few is four and a four is two. They're divisible. I don't know. You could do the math, but still, I don't know. To say that we own all the banks, no. There's still two left. We must get those two banks. No, but the Suez Crisis, Israel invades the Sinai Peninsula, because Russia told France and Britain to back off. Pussies. I put that in parentheses too. It's like, all right, so apparently again, oh, um, no, that's what it was. So okay, so that now I get it. The U.S. and Russia told France and Britain to back off because they're pussies. So Israel invades the Sinai Peninsula, and I have no idea what the Sinai Peninsula is, you guys. If y'all can let me know what the fuck that is, give it a Google. If you're watching my live, don't you fucking dare log off of that shit. God damn it, give it a like and a subscribe. You're learning shit right now. So, but now this is where you know now the United States and Russia having a very big interest in what's going on in the Israel ways of fighting our war, and they don't want other motherfuckers doing geographical stuffs, because I don't know why the U.S. and Russia must know that we can't have fucking France with their he-she president and their he-she loving president. You know what I mean? There's only certain things you can do with that. You know what I mean? You can't be the president and fucking he-she. I mean, you could be a regular ass nigga like you who meet a they, a them, and have they, them, but you can't be no president. Come on now, France. What are you doing? What are you doing, allegedly, Macron and Brandon Macron? Come on, Brandon. God damn it. Let's go, Brandon. Damn, dude. Let's go. Let's use Let's Go, Brandon for Brigitte Macron now. That'd be cold-blooded. But and then Britain. Come on now, y'all. You guys already got butt-fucked back in the days of the Hastings battle with with your king dying and stuff like that back in October. Don't let us make you relive this new October, motherfuckers. And so that's crazy that Russia and U.S. had to be like, hey. I don't know what I said. I just said probably like, who you gonna call Ghostbusters, but backwards, I just said, who you gonna call Ghostbusters backwards for Russian language, and then the U.S. Who you gonna call Ghostbusters? Come on, who you gonna call? George W. Bush. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, for Russia and the U.S. to just go and totally tell France and Britain to be like, hey, bitches, you need to back down. Like, y'all ain't it anymore. And that solidified the Russian, but obviously U.S. First off, hold on. I was nice. Russia was right there first off the tip of my tongue, but we all know U.S. is better. But again, the only reason any of these fucking dumbass countries, any other country in the fucking world has anything is because of capitalism. Oh, yes, but communism and socialism make it. No, bitch. The only reason your dumbass countries all fucking work is because capitalism, nigga. And that's that, and that's it. Don't forget, that's why everyone wants to come to fucking dumbass California, because you can get in through that open-ass border. Thank God Trump shut that shit down. No offense to the homies, though. Shout out to my family that made it. But we didn't get no 10 grand, nigga. What the fuck? You had to marry up. You had to marry rich. Or you had to marry lucky, motherfucker. Back in the day, you had to marry an American and get up in this bitch and not get shit, But a couple fists to the mouth. God damn it, you had to take a sandwich or two with the knuckle in the middle. God damn it. But it is what it is. Times is changing. But and Russia, hey yo, Russia, damn dude, Russia still beats their bitches. I forgot. I don't know. Maybe they changed it though, because I remember back in the day, like, I'll give it 10 years though. So 10 years, I was still 20, but I remember that beating your bitch was still legal back in Russia. I was like, God damn, you can still hit a bitch with a people's elbow. You telling me I can give my wife a stone cold stunner? Achoo, bitch. Stone cold glass break, stone cold stunner. You sneeze and it I was reading a book and it scared me. I had to stunner you. Like, yo, what the fuck? Talk about so. Hey, you know what though? That's why there's some Muslim ass niggas in that satellite countries and shit. But yeah. Anyways, them old fucking Jews and fucking Arabs, those Jews and Muzzies, they've been going at it for a minute, yo. Shout out to my Muslim friends. Apparently, I've been saying Muslim. Not that no one corrected me, Muslim. Muslim, nigga. I'm gonna say Muslim, but I'll say Muslim to fucking not like be a digging copy of them, but kind of, but honestly, that's like Muslim. They really put the ooh and the s. We say Muslim, but they say Muslim, and I heard my homie say it. Again, I don't know. I'm a little lit. Let me hit that drop.
Yeah, I'm a little lit. So what?
So forgive me if I forget, but again, because I have some Muslim homies and shit. But they're regular ass American homies. They're trying to live that dream. If they trying to not haul, nigga, I'll report real quick. But no, they're good Americans. But they're all. I hit them with the turkey bacon. Yeah, my homie looked at me like, huh, bacon, because everybody knows bacon's delicious. It's the greatest. They know Americans love bacon. Us Americans. But I was like, no, turkey bacon is turkey, poultry. It's a bird. It's from a bird. It's not pork. I wouldn't give you pork, buddy. And he's like, oh, okay, because I'm gonna let him eat egg. I don't have to tell him about egg. It's fine. It's egg. It's chicken. Everyone has chickens. I don't know how chickens had butt sex and give babies through their butts. I can understand why kids think babies come from the butt because they think chickens and chickens have butt babies. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Okay. But, and then my other homie, fucking Mata, he was like, and no, not Hawaiian Mata. I'm talking about black Mata, not Hawaiian Mata, black Mata. Black. But, but I was splitting a burrito, un burrito. And he looked at me, what, burrito, fool. And he's like, oh, okay. I think he was that delusional and hungry. I don't know if he understood what I was talking about. But I told him, no, it's beef. My wife told me it's beef. It's asada, that's beef. It's cow. But right before he was going to eat it, and they ate it cold. He ate that shit cold. And both of them ate it cold. I was like, yo, dude, that's... All right, I guess, some food is better cold. But I like some food cold, but I like most of my food cooked hot. I want it hot and ready, dude. But hey, they ate it cold. I'm not going to say that's because they're from Africa. Some motherfuckers do like their food cold, and some fools do come from a different struggle no matter where you come from, to where, fuck it, I'm that hungry. Sometimes you don't even have to come from the struggle. You just got that American life, and you're just working all fucking day like we do, to where, fuck a microwave full. I'm that fucking hungry, dog. On God, I'm hungry. I just don't care. And I've been there, So it is what it is. But I had to tell my boy, it's like, no, don't worry. I'm not going to just fucking feed you pork, dog. Bro, why would I feed you pork now that I know that you're Muslim? I wouldn't do you like that, dog. I know. And I even told him, it's like, bro, technically, though, if I fed you pork knowing that I knew it was pork, but you didn't know it was pork, or even if I didn't know it was pork, but I'm feeding you pork, but you didn't know it was pork, God, Allah ain't going to be tripping off your shit. Because technically, you didn't do it knowingly. You know what I mean? But I'm a good person. I'm a Christian. I'm a Catholic dude. I believe in God and Jesus Christ. I wouldn't treat a motherfucker like that. I respect people. And then this is an American culture. I respect people's religions. I ain't gonna follow everything. You know what I mean? But on their religion and shit, like, that ain't my shit. But I'm gonna respect your shit, and I'm not gonna try to purposefully lead you astray on your shit. I want you to be as close as you can. And my homie Alex Aleko, who's been on this podcast, he's like, bruh, niggas will fucking cheat on their bitches, have premarital sex, kill a motherfucker. But god damn it, which is what she was saying, which is all not good. But you tell a motherfucker to eat pork, you have a nigga eat pork. Oh, we're not going to. Oh, God, no. It's like, no, I could see that, and it just is what it is. And it made me think about Ice Cube though. It was like Ice Cube fool. Mama made the breakfast with no hog. That means no pork. All right, so you're shedding out your Muslim. Fool, ain't no goddamn way you should have put that shit out more than Friday. I don't know, but maybe not. I don't know, but you shut them Jehovah's Witnesses down and shit. But I was just thinking, like, yo, dude, Ice Cube, be honest, you ain't been Muslim since fucking, I don't know. I just don't believe that Ice Cube was a Muslim and shit. That's just all I'm gonna say. That's it. That's just it. I'm gonna drink a Coors Light to that. I don't think that nigga's Muslim like that. But anyways, in October in the Middle East, Saddam's trial started. Could care less. I was 10. That's what my notes say. Because again, I don't care. So at that time, 9/11 already happened. George Bush was president. Now, a lot of this is coming from history I've watched, seen, and heard. 2001, I was 5, turning 6, maybe. What does that put me in? First grade, maybe. First grade. But I remember in second. I do remember in second grade though, the jets flying off. I would see them over my fucking house, not because or over my school, not because we were like in the middle of zones, but they're in the zones, but they were on their way to go fuck up some zones. Let's just say I was playing 4 square, having fun, but there were some other kids playing 1 square, about to have none. But no, it was wild. Honestly, we lied. The Jews probably did it, or some Muslim Saudi Arabia ass niggas happened. But like I said earlier in the thing, nigga, 20 years happens, time wounds, heals all wounds. Apparently, Trump is trying to fix that shit. It's just wild. It's just wild when you think about it in a country. But again, though, when you think about a country as a human being, it's like a punch. It's like a fight. We got fucked up. Shit happens. We've been fucking up niggas through all the land. It's just very different when you think about it as on a human-to-human level, and then take that and do it to like a country-to-country level. Because a country and a country is not a human and a human getting into arguments. Yes, we may die as humans. But the thing is, when a country and a country do it, there's not just one life or 2 lives or families being destroyed. It's hundreds and thousands of families being destroyed. Or maybe not even that, but well, you killed my Akh Mallah, I killed your cousin Mallah, American cousin Mallah, or fucking Arabian or Middle Eastern Akh Mallah, I don't know. It's just not cool, you know what I mean? This just sucks. No one wants their family to die, But yeah, again, I was 10. You think I give a fuck? I didn't. Just like all the other 10-year-olds, you think I gave a fuck? I didn't. We all get fucking pushed into our globalist shit, Oh, USA #1. Oh, Saudi Arabia or whatever the fuck. Or Terrorist America, Terroristica. Not Terrorist America, but fuck it. If we are, terrorist is #1. If we're USA. If the USA is a terrorist, we're #1. Fuck it. I don't care. No. I shouldn't say that either. That's actually bad. I shouldn't say that. All terrorists of any kind are bad. Honestly, I denounce that shit. Don't do that. Holy wars, jihadist wars, Not good. Not good. Not good at all. But yeah, again, I'm still thinking like if I was 10, like I could give two fucks as a kid. But as an adult, as a family man, as a person with children, um, yeah, dude, that shit ain't cool. Anyway, so let's get to Africa. 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 What time on this? Oh shit, I'm at hour 6. God damn. God damn, why didn't you guys stop me? Why didn't my one viewer stop me? Please tell your friends. Jesus Christ. Either way. Dom Soy, I'm at an hour. Fuck it. Oh, 12 ounces goes down quick. Don't even talk to me about fucking anything less, dude. 12 ounces goes down so quick. Now I need to stack up these 3 to hold up this cellular device. And again, that didn't work. Let me see something. Hold on, you guys. Let me just do something real quick. Maybe this will work. A little bit heavier. Oh, this is glassware. This is a very heavy glass. Shut up. Anyways, now that Africa, because I'm over an hour, I might zoom through this, but no, I can't. Be a disservice. Africa. Now then, the Second Boer War of 1999. Now then, I do believe, though, the Second Boer War of 1999. I wish I had my boy Simba here to talk to me about this. Maybe he might know about this. Maybe he might not. Be like, nigga, everything we were taught was about you guys doing shit to us, not about this Boer War. And now the Boer War might be about that, but it wasn't. It's about the Abukan tribe and the Bambadas. Now these Ambukas and the Africa Bambadas. Oh, the tribe of Africa Bambata. Oh my God, that was a tribe that shouldn't have. They had so many beats, and by beats I mean victories. No, I don't know. I'm so sorry, dude. I didn't know. I didn't get to this part. I was supposed to get to this actually. Now that I think about it, today as the day of like 10:23. I was supposed to actually look at this. I so forgot. That's on my fuck up. That was a very bad fuck up of me. You know, this Jewish shit I kind of knew from like past shit that I've done and from podcasts and stuff like that. Honestly, and it's easy to riff. But President Anwar el-Sadat was assassinated, probably for a good reason. He was probably like Muammar Gaddafi trying to destabilize the U.S. currency, trying to take us from being number one, trying to bring Africa to the top. Now, strong Africa, not good. Not good. But you know what, though? I don't know. I don't know who this President Anwar el-Sadat was, you know? But all I know, he was assassinated. This is where I got to bring in my homies. Any of my African homies watching, please give me a fucking a history lesson. Let me know what's going on, because I know you guys know history because you guys were probably taught in school your guys' civil wars and histories. Not every civil war that happened in the goddamn thing, because you guys have a lot of countries and shit going on in the continent. It's a different type of continent because I don't know why it's just the America continents are very much more segregated, you know. But again, for some reason, and then again with the our teachings, Africa's Africa. So again, I even fucked up, and he's like, it's a continent. One of the black homies who's American black, but he's still black. He's still a halfie. But he's like, it's a continent. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you, you're right. I'm sorry. It is a continent because I fucking said the state of Africa. And that is my fault. I do know better and I should have said better. So that is my fault. I will take that one and I will drop myself with this one.
Do you want the
Nope.
Aladdin news?
That's the wrong drop. And again, for the live, you guys don't get those drops, but I was booing myself. Because yes, I should know. I should have known, obviously, that it is the continents led with that. But, I messed up. But in October of some certain year, Sudan joined the UN. And again, I was just talking about this shit before my homie said that it was a continent. I was like, oh yeah, of course. Australia, I think, is the only continent that is the full country of just Australia. There's no different countries in Australia. It's just Australia. And that's the difference between Africa and Australia. Australia is its own continent, but it's Australia. But Africa is a continent, but there's countries in it that are countries. Duh. Jesus Christ. But yeah. So Sudan joined the UN, and I would like to know what did Sudan joining the UN do? I know what it is. It gave Sudan all that motherfucking armor, dude. They got all those 9mm, and they started bracking them heaters, dog, and they put them berets on, dog. Dog, they put on them red berets, dude. They started fucking niggas up. They started expanding territory, I'm sure, after that, dude. I don't even have to know. You get some U.S. power, some U.S. power, some UN France, Canada, dude. UN starts making you do some shit. You're backed by the biggest dog, dude, the United Nations. The United Nations to fuck with people that don't fuck with you. So the United Nations, though, is kind of like a religion in a way. If you don't fuck with the United Nations, because that is the God of the universe, of the world, then you're fucked, dog. And if you ain't in, you ain't in. And now the people that aren't in, though, can still fuck with us and fuck our shit up because they got nuclear powers and shit. But the United Nations is God for the geopolitical structure of power. It's not like God. It ain't Jesus Christ. It ain't Allah. It ain't fucking Muhammad. It ain't Haru Krishna. It ain't the Dalai Lama. It ain't none of that, But it is that when it comes to geopolitical structures and shit, the UN is that nigga, So for Sudan to join the UN, dude, they got 9mm. They got all that crap, dude. I bet you right now, dude, they got that 9mm fucking brack gun. This is 9mm. Just put 52 of them bitches, brack. Fuck a switch. It's way doper than a switch, and it's not even just held by a hood kid. I mean, maybe partly, but they got trained, not just practicing in a fucking tunnel and shit, But that's crazy. I truly need to ask my brethren what happened when Sudan joined the UN, because I know they know. I know my boys aren't stupid, dude. My boys know so much about their shit. So it's just very interesting to hear, And we all love to talk shit on the Jews. Not that, I supported Israel. Still do, because Hamas is a sack of shit, by the way. Hamas is out there, goddamn Middle East, killing motherfuckers in there. Like, oh my God, a free Palestine. Yes, no. But you're not talking about freeing Palestine, you dumb fucks. You mean you want to free the Palestine people, the people of Palestine who are held under Hamas. Yes. The people of Palestine are held under Hamas, who are Palestinians of that region that are far left or far right activists. They're just terrorists of that group. Now, Israel has been doing bad shit. Can't lie. But after October 7th, they said, fuck it, dude. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Cool. Let's turn on our fucking stoves and show them what we can do. You know, they start doing their own shit. But they're not trying to fucking get rid of everybody. They're just trying to get rid of Hamas, who happens to be Palestinians. They're just trying to get rid of their own terrorists. But the thing is, the terrorists that are Hamas don't always wear their own shit. They wear public clothes, so it makes it hard. It's like the U.S. going in and doing shit what we did in the Middle East, but now it's Middle East shit, and it's crazy, you know what I mean? But I don't fuck with Hamas. That's just fucked up. Not all Palestinians are Hamas, but all Hamas happen to be Palestinian. Happen to be. You know, because I'm sure there's other motherfuckers, but it's like, yo, come on, dude. But they're out there chopping up motherfuckers. They're out there doing biblical shit. Like King got chopped up. The king that I talked about in Oktoberfest, or like in the first beginning of what I was talking about, they got that nigga and they hemmed his ass up and they chopped him the fuck up. The king who in the first part about the European shit from the Battle of Hastings, the king died and anointed a motherfucker that then became the king of everything. But the king of everything, the champion, got caught up by either the first runner-up or the second runner-up. But either way, the king got just butchered up, dude. They just caught that nigga and they said, oh, you don't get this. You're going to get hacked up, dude. And they hacked him the fuck up, you know? And that's what these fools are doing out there. They're on some biblical fucking old school 17th, 16th century shit, just hacking niggas up in the street. That's Hamas. Hamas is killing their own Palestinians, their own motherfuckers. And, you know, part of me makes me think that, hey, yo, maybe we should let that country do what they do. But a lot of people don't fuck with it. But they got to, because they can't say. You know, and that's true. That's true, like dictatorship or religionatorship, you know, where your religion takes over. It's not dictatorship. What do you call it? Theo something Christianic? I don't know what it is. I can't say Christianic, but it's when your religion is just a theocracy, maybe a theocracy. I don't know, because I would say a theocracy, breaking it down, is your ideologies of some sort. I don't know, whatever, right? But that's wrong. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't believe in that shit. But King, anyways, back to Africa after Sudan and shit. King Garisiek captured the city of Carthage in North Africa. Now, Carthage, the city of Carthage, that does ring bells, but I do not know. Again, I have to tell my homies, I have to ask my homies, what the fuck is the city of Carthage? I know my niggas will know. There's too many African homies I know that would know, you know. But it is what it is, right? That's why I put it last. Not because it meant the least to me, like value-wise, heart-wise, but it's just knowledge-wise. Now, I should have led with them first. It is what it is. But I couldn't do that. They didn't get to hear that, but goddamn, I wanted to go take a piss. Bathroom's a fucking mess, dude. Cardboard still on the floor that's been done with since months. I'm going to have to actually handle that. I'm going to have to get on that. I'm going to have to be a fucking dictator. It is what it is, right? But men have to do, every man understands what men have to be. They have to be the dictators of their own home. That's the only time you get to be a dictator. Not in the country, not in the whatever, but in your home, you are the king of your domain, and that's that. It is what it is, right? But shout out to my African brethren. I'm going to keep going real quick. Then I'm going to flip the script. Left-wing propaganda now. Now, I used to be a very good, loyal Democrat, but now I'm a Republican. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. Yo, shout out Trump. Asalimi, 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 asalay. You know. Now the live don't get that, but the fucking pre-recorded do. But shout out to Trump Doggy on this shit. Well, I mean now, but anyways, though, the left wing propaganda is wild, yo. They're fucking mad racist and shit, dog. I hate that shit. And they try to lie about it because they try to switch up. First off, Hillary hated gay people. Bernie Sanders got lucky that nigga was there at the I Love Gay rally or the black rally and was standing in the background. You know, that nigga's lucky, but he still sucks ass, dude. Now that nigga, he ain't nothing but a bitch ass. Hold the camera out to the fans to say that shit, nigga. But shout out Easy, R.I.P. Totally injected with AIDS. By you know who. Anyways, though, shout out to Easy E, Big Crip. But shout out to the Bloods who watch this, or anybody who watches this that happens to gangbang, but you guys are educated. You're trying to just have fun. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. And to the good people who just are good, hardworking people. Not that we're all hardworking people. What the fuck am I saying? Let's just drop that shit. We're all hardworking people here trying to learn, live. But this is my notes. Left-wing propaganda. Antifa was started by the owner of Planned Parenthood, who was the person that started eugenics that was also used by Hitler. So, that being said, when I was listening to this shit is all alleged. But, again, Woodrow Wilson, I want to say, there was the left, the Democrats were the ones who started the KKK because the Republicans started the Emancipation Proclamation. So if the Republicans started the Emancipation Proclamation, who had to be against it? The Democrats. Now, Woodrow Wilson, I thought was cool and alleviated a thing, but maybe it's not him. It's allegedly, but the Democratic president is what I heard, was what I did, separate but equal. Let me rephrase that because I sounded drunk.
Yeah, I'm a little lit. So what?
Live, you don't get that drop. But yeah, I'm a little lit, so what? I want to say the Democratic president started separate but equal. It is what it is, right? Now then, Planned Parenthood was started by someone way back in the day that based the fact that poor whites, poor blacks, not even poor blacks, poor whites, blacks, and Mexicans should not be having children. So they plotted a plan to get rid of them, you know, and that was way prior to World War I. Now, once World War I or World War II came, Hitler jacked that American ideology and tried to use eugenics to start what he did, you know. And now my uncle would talk about eugenics, but I didn't know, though, he would just talk about it like, eugenics? Doesn't that ring a bell, or the horribleness of what America did? Well, yeah, okay, understood. But it gave it to Hitler, who did his thing. Horrible. Not like, but, oh yeah, but it did the good thing. No. It was the left-wing propaganda of eugenics that did all of that. So it's like, whoa, who really was the bad guy at the end? You know, not Hitler and the left-wing propaganda were the bad guy, if I need to re-say it again. The Republican Party did free the black people. You know, it's just wild. It's wild. I don't know where this thing came where I get it. Maybe the right sooner or later went lost and they got a little racist, or media took over and made the right wing shit bad. But the left wing, since before Hitler, did bring in eugenics from Planned Parenthood to get rid of poor white people, just to let it go. And then to say that, and then Mexicans and black people, the left wing started eugenics that then was brought by Hitler and his shit. The only reason I'm repeating that is to let my live know, dog, when you dig deep into this shit, it's crazy, dog. It's just some shit. It ain't cool what the left did. And even this little black book, the black book of the American left, and that's not what I've gotten through a thesis of it, but it's like, yo, for the person to then, from then to Antifa, right? It all leads from this this lady who fucking made eugenics and shit and started giving out awards. Like started getting awards, kind of like the Pulitzer Prize Award. The Pulitzer Prize Award, that nigga Pulitzer made weapons that killed people and shit. And now to to make up for him being such a bad person, they have to give the Nobel Peace Prize or the Pulitzer Prize Award, whichever one it was, right? The Pulitzer Prize to better people. We'll say it's the Pulitzer. So now it's like, oh my God, Antifa was started from the owner of Planned Parenthood, who started the shit of eugenics that was used by Hitler. And then, you know what? It didn't look good that the person who was using Planned Parenthood to like stop Mexicans and blacks and poor white people, yes, all of us, poor whites, poor Mexicans, that's us, me, you, poor white, black, doesn't matter if you're rich or whatever, stop procreating. That shit's wild. And then it led to Antifa. It all funded through to Antifa. Now they're trying to say Antifa wasn't real. Antifa's been real since like nigga 09. This has been real. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy when you start to do the real effects and the real deep studies, whether it's the left or the right. But when you start to do your own, like, oh shit, maybe my side wasn't right. Being when I was on the left. When I was a lefty, that shit ain't right, and I'm left-handed. Now I'm using my right. No, that's stupid. This is just my jab hand, so I'm used to it's my forefront hand. But let's get into it. No, but it's just something when you read about it, when you really look at it, there's a reason why. Apparently, the Republicans did free the blacks, but then the Democrats later on tried to say it was them later. No. Really, are you guys just all about black people and ethnics, or are you guys ethnic and shit for free labor? Because I hate when the left does try to put Mexicans just only good for us, mowing your lawns and cheap labor and shit, but we're better than that. We shouldn't just have to speak Spanish in our own cultures, but that's something that they do to keep us down. But they trick us into thinking that they're empowering us. It's some weird gaslighting shit. You're not empowering us by keeping us from only speaking our language, because if we learn English, we can read English better, and then we can learn better, and then we can get more power, and then we get more money, and then we're like, oh no. No. I don't want to be taxed. I don't want these other people to come in who did it wrong. And even then, if I came in illegal, I don't want them to get 10,000 because I didn't get 10,000. Where's my 10,000? Where's my 10,000? Where's my family's 10,000? No one got that shit. No one got that shit. It's fucked up. It's wrong. So that's why it's just wild that people were able to trace back Antifa. Again, that was brought from Planned Parenthood, that came to by the powers of eugenics, again from the left-wing association that was against the Republican Party. And Hitler even used eugenics that was brought from the left party propagandists for Planned Parenthood. That's just all I'm going to say, dude. And I'll repeat it and repeat it again. From a lefty who woke up, who fucking finally not got woke, but it just is what it is, I got homies that are the opposite. I mean, not even opposite. They're just saying they need to go left so they can get a job. What the fuck kind of a fucking establishment is this, And people seem to forget, when people are trying to tell the truth about vaccine injuries from this new vaccine, this ain't like the polio. This ain't like the fucking bubonic plague. Y'all niggas lied to us. y'all, that's why I told my wife, like, yo, all the studies say that kids don't need this shit, so you don't need to be giving it to them. And I made sure my kids didn't get it, but my wife was pregnant with the kid. Nigga, pregnant bitches shouldn't have even been taking the COVID shot. This shit's hella bad, you know? But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But again, though, she's her body, her choice. But it's like, yo, I told you. You didn't need to. And I was scared getting the COVID shot. I don't want no heart attack, nigga. I ain't trying to die. I ain't trying to get myocardial lipothiasis. I might got it. I don't know. You know? But, dog, they lied to us. They lied to us. Trump's been the only realist nigga since when? And that nigga, even then, they try to blame it on shit when that nigga still even got the COVID shot out with the on record time. So they might try to blame him with that shit, but nah, that fool was getting pressured to get it out. So it's like, yo, you guys got me in a rock and a hard place. There ain't no been testing. There ain't no thorough testing on this shit. But y'all want a test to be out there. So let's get this test out there, you know. So I can't even blame the motherfucker like that, you know. Like you could, I guess, but then again, though, I ain't gonna do that. He was pressure so heavy, so by everything when it showed that, hey yo, all the Europeans were dying off that shit. All the East Coast niggas was dying off that shit. The OG, not East Coast like United States, but all them niggas from the East Coast and the European nations were dying. But guess what? We weren't dying because we were smoking cigarettes. We were working too hard. America works too hard to have to COVID, nigga. Ain't nobody got time for COVID. The fuck? Ain't nobody got time for COVID.
This is upstanding conservative to dirty liberal.
You know, we ain't got time for that shit. But it is what it is, and it is what it's ever gonna be for forever. Just know though, the Democratic Party lied. They're racist. They started racism. They started shit like that. I want to say again, if I'm not lying, they started separate but equal. That's why I joke when I say separate but equal with health insurance. But hey, it is what it is. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to have a good night. I got a full beer here. Nah, yeah, to the pre-recorded, to the pre-everything. Shout out to you guys, to the pre-recorded. Thank you guys. Give you guys one more big ass Salimis. One more. I have no idea what that means. I don't know if they're speaking gibberish, but Israeli is Salimi, but still, everybody, to you and yours, have a good night. Dom soy. Woo-wee. I need a cigarette, goddammit. Someone give me a cigarette.